Hello everyone! In this video, we talk about mending holes in jeans, from small round holes to long vertical tears, and even the ones that feel hard to fix. With the right hand stitching, these damaged areas can be repaired neatly and made to look clean and wearable again. These are simple mending techniques I learned from my grandmother, passed down through years of fixing clothes at home. They help save jeans from being thrown away and let them be worn again with confidence. Part 1. L-shaped tears. Like this are one of the hardest types of damage to fix. If you repair them the wrong way, the pants can be completely ruined and you may have no choice but to throw them away. So before you give up, try this method instead. First, prepare a small piece of fabric. You can use almost any fabric you like. On this fabric, draw a shape that looks like a cat's head with two pointed ears at the top. Keep in mind that the cat shape needs to be larger than the tear on the pants so it can fully cover the damaged area. Once you are done drawing, carefully cut out the cat shape along the lines. Next, place the cat-shaped patch directly over the tear. Make sure it sits flat and covers the entire ripped area. Using a needle and thread, start attaching the patch to the pants. Sew around the outer edge of the cat shape using a blanket stitch. This type of stitch helps hold the patch firmly in place and also finishes the edge of the fabric, preventing it from fraying during wear. Sew slowly and evenly, continuing all the way around the cat shape until the edge is complete. After finishing the border, take a fabric marker or a pencil and draw eyes and a nose on the cat. Following these lines, use thread or embroidery floss to stitch the details and create a complete face. When you are done, tie off the thread and hide the knot on the inside of the pants. In the end, the large tear is fully covered and turned into a cute decorative detail. The pants are not only wearable again, but also more unique, instead of being thrown away because of a difficult tear. Part 2. Next, let's take a look at another tear on a pair of jeans. For long rips in denim, there is a repair method that not only holds the two fabric edges together securely, but also creates a unique decorative pattern. First, choose an embroidery thread in any color you like and thread your needle. Bring the two edges of the tear close together so they line up as neatly as possible. Insert the needle from the inside to the outside at the left edge of the tear. Before pulling the thread tight, wrap the thread once around the needle, then pull it snug. Next, move to the right edge of the tear and insert the needle there. Again, wrap the thread once around the needle before pulling it tight. Continue sewing this way, alternating stitches from the left side to the right side, all along the length of the tear. Wrapping the thread before each stitch helps the stitches stand out clearly on the surface, forming an even and attractive pattern. At the same time, this technique pulls the torn edges together and holds them firmly in place. When you reach the end of the tear, insert the needle to the inside of the jeans, tie a small knot, and hide the thread neatly. The result is a long tear that is fully repaired, strong, and unlikely to split further, while also becoming a bold decorative detail on the jeans. Part 3. On jeans, small holes can sometimes appear from sparks, cigarette ash, or getting caught on something sharp. If you do not repair them in time, these tiny holes can slowly turn into much bigger tears. So try this simple but very effective repair method. First, take a piece of red embroidery thread and thread your needle. Start sewing teardrop-shaped stitches around the hole. Place each stitch close to the next one with the pointed end facing toward the center of the hole. These stitches will form flower petals surrounding the damaged area. By the way, where are you watching this video from? Leave your country or region in the comments. After finishing the petals, you will notice that the hole is still visible in the center. Now switch to a piece of yellow thread. Bring the needle up and pass the thread underneath all of the petals. Then add small woven stitches, gently pulling the thread little by little to fill in the hole. The yellow thread not only helps close the hole, but also creates the flower center. Once the hole is completely covered, insert the needle to the inside of the jeans and tie off the thread neatly. In the end, the small hole is securely repaired with no risk of spreading, and it becomes a bright decorative flower on the jeans. Part 4. With tears like this, what would you do to repair them? If you have not found a suitable solution yet, try the simple sewing tip below. This method not only secures the tear firmly, but also creates a bold decorative pattern. First, use a ruler to draw 2 straight parallel lines along the length of the tear. Each line should be close to one side of the torn edge. These lines will mark where the base stitches will go. Next, take your sewing thread and begin stitching horizontal lines that connect the 2 drawn lines. Sew from the bottom upward, following the length of the tear. Each horizontal stitch should be straight and evenly spaced, forming neat parallel rows along the tear. Once all the horizontal base stitches are finished, move on to the next step. Use double thread to add more texture and strength. Starting at the top of the tear, push the needle down and weave loops of thread through each horizontal stitch in order. Just as shown in the video, this step links all the stitches together, creating a unique woven pattern while pulling the torn fabric edges closer. Continue this process until all the horizontal stitches are woven. When finished, insert the needle to the inside and tie off the thread securely. The final result is a tear that is fully reinforced, no longer at risk of opening further, and transformed into an eye-catching decorative detail on the pants. Part 5. Not only holes and tears need to be covered. Sometimes jeans also have small stains that are hard to deal with, even after being washed many times. Instead of throwing them away, you can fix the problem and make the jeans look cleaner and more put together with a simple decorative embroidery. First, use green embroidery thread to stitch a stem with leaves directly over the stained area. Follow the natural direction of the stem with your stitches, so the stain underneath is fully covered. Next, take yellow embroidery thread and sew small dots along the stem you just stitched. These will become the flower centers. After that, use purple embroidery thread to stitch small petals around each yellow center. Use the same stitch style for all the petals to keep everything looking consistent. Each flower can have 5 to 6 petals, depending on the size of the stain and your personal preference. Once all the flowers are finished, insert the needle to the inside, tie a secure knot, and trim away any extra thread. In the end, the stain is completely hidden and replaced with a charming embroidered detail. The raised floral design adds a fresh and eye-catching accent, making the jeans look much newer and more stylish. Part 6. For small tears, if you fix them early, the repair can be very simple and quick. First, use a fine needle and thread to close the opening of the tear. Sew simple stitches that connect the two sides of the torn fabric. Once you finish stitching, gently pull the thread. The fabric edges will draw together, and the tear will be secured. At this point, the tear is closed, but the stitch line is still quite visible. To hide it, use a fabric marker or a pencil to draw a flower stem directly over the stitched area, just like in the video. Start embroidering with green thread. Stitch the stem and leaves along the drawn lines. After the stem is finished, switch to a brighter embroidery thread to add the flowers. First, stitch the outlines for the flowers to mark their positions along the stem. Once the outlines are in place, continue stitching the petals. Each flower can have 3 to 4 petals, using even stitches so the flowers look balanced. When the entire design is complete, insert the needle to the inside, tie a secure knot, and trim off the excess thread. In the end, the small tear is completely repaired. The original stitch line is neatly hidden and replaced with a soft embroidered floral design, making the jeans look more natural and visually appealing. Part 7. For tiers like this, you can use a completely different approach without stitching the tier closed at the very beginning. First, use a fabric marker or a pencil to draw a guide shape around the tear. This outline creates a frame for the decorative embroidery and helps guide your stitches, making sure the entire tear will be fully covered. Next, take green embroidery thread and begin sewing horizontal stitches inside the drawn shape. Follow the steps shown in the video, placing the stitches close together and keeping them even. As you work your way upward, the tear will gradually be covered completely. In this example, you can use different shades of green thread to create layered leaves, which makes the design look more lively and unique. However, if you only have one shade of green, using a single color still works just as well. After finishing the leafy section, add brown thread to stitch the tree trunk. Use simple vertical stitches, connecting the trunk down from the leaves to complete the design. Finally, insert the needle to the inside, tie a secure knot, and trim away the extra thread. The result is a tier that is fully hidden without being stitched closed first. At the same time, the jeans gain a unique embroidered tree detail that makes them look more stylish and eye-catching. And that brings us to the end of today's sewing tips. I hope these ideas help you save your favorite clothes and give them a fresh new look instead of throwing them away. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you with creativity, patience, and joy in everything you make. See you in the next video.